To create an element for a Celebrate Cash award, collaborate with your payroll administrator to ensure the element adheres to your organization's policies. We are starting from the Elements page in the Payroll work area. When creating the element, you specify the legislative data group and the primary and secondary classification for the element. In this example, we will use a U.S. legislation. When entering the basic information, there are a few fields to consider. The name can only contain characters. The reporting name is visible on an employee's payslips. Since this is a cash award, only employees with explicit element entries should receive the award. Select No for the first question. There is only one option for the earliest entry date. The latest entry date selected depends on your organizational policies. It determines how element entries are processed after a person leaves the company or transfers to a different payroll. Option 1, Final Close, allows element entries after a person leaves. Option 2, Last Standard Earning Date, stops all element entries on the date a person leaves to avoid overpayment. Option 3, Last Standard Process Date, defaults to the last day of the payroll period in which a person leaves. Select Last Standard Process Date. This element is attached at the assignment level. Since it is a cash award granted based on specific criteria, select Non-Recurring. We only want to allow one entry on this per pay period. Since it is a bonus, we only want to allow one entry of it. Select how you want it processed. Since it is a bonus, it will have supplemental taxation applied. Don't prorate this element. The amount entered should be the amount received. This cash award is paid as a flat amount. The periodicity is periodically. Select the standard rate annualized periodicity conversion rule. No work hours should be reported. Also, no retroactive changes and no overtime rules are needed for this element. Review your entries and submit. It may take a few minutes to submit because the element is creating all formulas, additional elements, balances, and database items needed to process it in payroll. Once the element submission is complete, you must create eligibility rules for the element. This will allow you to make the element eligible for element entry so it can be paid to an employee. If you want any employee to be able to get this cash award, just enter a name in the element eligibility name field. But if you want the element to be given to employees based on a certain criteria, such as department, job, location, and others, then you must also select and enter specific eligibility criteria. The cash award element is now created and you are able to create element entries for it. Thanks for watching.